The Seiko Alpinist Saab 017 is one of the most legendary explorer watches ever made, but it's long discontinued and commands a significant premium on the secondary market. That's if you can even find a legit specimen and not some dodgy fake. Seiko has tried to remedy this with the Seiko Prospex SBB 121J1, but it is a mere imitation of its predecessor and, in recent Seiko fashion, overpriced. What if the Alpinist is totally out of your reach anyway? What if you don't even have $100 to spend? Then you might want to consider the Addiesdive AD2055, which you can pick up for around $80 or £60 for us Brits. You'll immediately notice the eye-catching dial, which is a lush green with yellow markers and a yellow handset. The green and yellow works really well, and Addiesdive has added a level of sophistication by combining a sunburst centre section with a textured outer ring. There's also a white frame date window and a white chapter ring, and Addiesdive has kind of left off the dodgy logo it used to use. Instead, the brand name is written in cursive, which is a definite improvement. The dial looks really well balanced even with the date window. If you look closely, you will notice that the paint on the handset isn't immaculate, but it's close enough. I think it would be harsh to demand perfection at this sort of price point. The case is made of 316L stainless steel with an all brushed finish and measures 39mm in diameter with a lug-to-lug of 49mm and a thickness of 12mm. It's a bit of a chunky boy for sure, but it just about fits my small 6-inch wrist, so it will almost certainly look perfect if you have an average sized wrist. The lug width is a convenient 20mm and the crystal is a flat sapphire glass, although it's not that clear, I must admit. It has a signed screw down crown and a screw down case back, which helps it to achieve a claimed water resistance rating of 200 meters. I'm not sure anyone would really consider this a dive watch, especially as there is no timing bezel, but the capability is there should one fancy a dip in the local canal, for example, with the shopping trolleys and dead bodies in old suitcases. The movement is the good old Seiko NH35A, which beats at 3 Hz or 21,600 vibrations per hour, with a power reserve of 41 hours, and it does hack and hand wind. The bracelet is a familiar 3-link Rolex Oyster style, with a completely brushed finish except the outer edges of the links, which are polished. The links and end links are solid and are adjusted with push pins, so you can easily do it yourself. There's a milled clasp signed with the divisive Addiesdive logo. The bracelet is a bit jangly, but it's much better than some of the really terrible folded link bracelets you often find in bargain basement watches. The star of the show though is the fantastic lume. I'm not someone who really cares massively about lume, it's relatively unimportant to me, but I can't deny that the lume on this watch is really impressive. It lights up like a Christmas tree. It really is something to behold. Overall, the AD2055 is a great looking watch. The dial especially is a real beauty. I always say it, but the dial is pretty much everything when it comes to a watch. If the dial is a dud, there is no point in making further inquiries. I honestly thought this watch would be too big and bulky for me, but I actually don't mind how it wears on my wrist. It does look large, but some watches are meant to be that little bit bigger. It's not a dress watch after all. I think the case is a little bit modern for my personal taste. Something a bit more vintage inspired to match the dial would have been my preference. But regardless, I'm sure this will sell like hotcakes. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you have enjoyed this review, please go back and watch my reviews for the AD2030 and the AD2066, which are a little bit more dressy and elegant if that's your thing. The links are in the description below. That's all I've got time for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.